fine though.
Got it. And then what's your assessment of the breakdown in the third and fourth quarter defensively?
Our defense, I mean, I think defensively we were solid. I think we turned the ball over, and that's what caused them to get out and make some runs on us. That I think, their pressure and that zone kind of, we thought we prepared for it, but we got away from preparation because they didn't go to it much in the first half, and them going to it in the second half, it kind of caught us by surprise. Even though we knew that it was going to come at some point, but they amped up the pressure and it turned it over. It made us turn it over, and it put them in fast break situations. So that's why they were able to make a little run there in the third quarter.
Got it. Quick follow up. Cause foul trouble. Did that have any impact on those turnovers that we saw in the third and the fourth?
I think, of course, when Kaz not in the game, it hurts us. But Stephanie, she came in and did a great job. So I was happy with her energy. It's just gonna, take a little bit from our part. Us a little bit more teaching her how to handle those situations. So it comes with the territory, but we'll try to keep her out of those foul trouble situations, keep her on the floor, and at the same time give Stephanie the much needed experience that she needs.
Got it. Thanks.
Next question from Cheryl Raystout with WBZ. Cheryl, please go ahead.
Hi, James. With having Ruthie take over for Candace, how would you assess her performance?
She was good. I thought she was good early. She ended up with a double-double, her second career double-double. Ruthie's timing is not there yet, and that's to be expected, coming back from overseas and playing at the pace that they play at, and then coming back playing WNBA pace. But she's going to be fine. So, I mean, for her to have a game that she had just on a whim, just realized that she's starting, right before the game, and come in and have 18 and 10 and 3 block shots, and just adjust the way she did. I think, we're happy with where she is, and we know that the ceiling is bright for her.
Is this the type of game you could say that you gutted it out because you had some personnel changes, you had personnel sitting on the sidelines for injuries?
Yeah, I mean, it was a scrappy game. They're a good team. Records don't dictate who they are at this point, but they're a good team with good, individual talent. And we just gutted it out. We remember, the game that we had last year, we went in with the same point lead at halftime, and we weren't able to maintain that lead. And so it was important that we came out with a concentrated effort to grind this game out if it did get ugly. And we just came out victorious tonight, so we're happy about it.
One final question. When you do gut out a game like that, does it help your memory when you go into another game like that?
I think it gives the young ones experience. Sometimes in moments like those, you tend to lean on the veterans. The fact that we had so many veterans that didn't play tonight and showing that they can win, and it definitely gained the coaching staff's trust. So I think it's good all the way around. We have some things that we didn't do well, and we have to correct. But it's better to correct for us after a win than correct after a loss. So we'll learn the same lesson. It's just one that goes in the win column.
Thank you.
Next question from Doug Feinberg with the Associated Press. Doug, please go ahead.
Hey, James, you kind of answered a little bit, but I mean, that 18-point halftime lead you guys blew last year, is that a sign of maturity that you guys were able to pull this one out with not a full-strength roster, so to speak?
I think it's a sign of maturity, and it's a sign of a great memory. So we remember. It's something we won't forget. So we were making sure that we were extra motivated and extra concentrated down the end of the game.
And the other one is, I mean, you kind of talked about it a little bit, but like in a game like this, and usually it's more of college teams you think about this, but you had to gut out that win at the end, as opposed to you were up comfortably and you could have cruised. And there's early in the season, I'm guessing there's more that there are teachable moments for the rest of the year to have back when they go and do and pull the game out. Is that something that may help you guys down the road when you play another team? If it's a tight game, hey, we were in the spot before, we pulled it out, so to speak.
I think it always helps. I don't know how much it helps. And we did this last year. Like, we won a lot of games on last possessions last year early. And, we feel that it always helps. But, we we just want to make sure that we execute and apply it. I think that's the main thing. And down the end of the stretch last year, we weren't able to. And so that's what we're looking forward to the next game. We just want to get better every day. That's it. And having this in our back pocket to be able to say, hey, this is something that we do, it gives us, I guess it gives the group an extra boost of confidence.
Thanks, James.
Nice.
Next question will be from Eric Wilson with WKII. Eric, go ahead.
Coach, as always, appreciate your time. So many questions, don't really know where to start, but I'm going to ask you this one. The second quarter, you guys were up, and it just seemed like you were frustrated with the team. What did the dream do that caused you to have that frustration? Because we could hear you yelling like at the team.
I felt like we got complacent, and it was just a few moments. But you have to play those moments when you're up 18 or 20, just like the game's tied, because it sets a precedence on the next play to the next play. And we didn't want it to tumbleweed. So I just want them to maintain their focus and know that the game's not over until the game's over. And that's something they needed to be reminded of in that moment. I mean, I don't know what I said, but it's something. Well, I do know what I said, but it's something that need to be reminded of.
Fair enough. And then you spoke about Stephanie Watts, but could you also speak about Natasha Mack? Could you just give me your assessment on both of them this evening?
They gave us good minutes. They gave us really good minutes, especially when we had players down. And Natasha Mack just being able to protect the rim and get some rebounds. I thought that was good for her to show that she can play in a WNBA game, in a real WNBA game, and help a team win. So and to help spell Ruthie and Astou, especially, we only had 3 posts tonight. So I thought that was great on her part, and just shows the potential that she has. So we were happy with her performance, and we'll see where it goes.
And one last question, and thank you very much. So Ruthie had 9 rebounds in the first half, 4 offensively and 5 defensively. How satisfied were you with her production?
She's right behind me, so I don't never want to, say how satisfied I am. She's right. No, so Ruthie is. I'm hard on Ruthie sometimes, and but I have to give her flowers when it's due. She had a great game, and we were so happy when she got off the plane from Turkey, and now she's here with us, and she's doing good things, and she's great to coach. So you can see it on the floor with her energy and her enthusiasm and what she brings to the game, and she's very coachable. So we just appreciated her game tonight.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Final question for James will be from Chris Pennant with the Next. Chris, please go ahead.
Thank you, Coach. I might be interpreting this in a different way, but it seemed like in the past couple seasons, you always talked about, we'll clean this up, we'll get better, but there seems to be less of an edge. It's almost like you know the team and you know that it's going to happen. Rather, you seem less. Almost there's less of an edge to it. Is there kind of a not relaxation, but it's just a comfort level that's higher with this group, that that the next game will be better, or is that just a misinterpretation?
I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't portray it to you guys, but our locker room is very private, and our locker room knows what goes on in our locker room. Our team knows what goes on with that in our team. Whatever I give to you, I just answer questions, and that's okay. But our locker room is very private, and we keep it in our locker room. And I don't know about edges or anything like that. I just know that I coach this team to be successful, and when we're not, we try to be successful. Everybody's accountable for each other. I hold everybody accountable, and so that's it. But I'm not going to, I guess, give you what we say in our locker room, because our locker room is our locker room, and that's why we have a tight-knit locker room.
Understood, Coach. Just one last thing. I know when in the last game we talked to Candace about the third quarter, and she said that she took that on herself. Is that's the same feeling across the team with kind of a similar situation tonight?
As far as
just to a player. Kind of feeling like that that responsibility is on them for improving on the second half, the third quarter execution?
I mean, we have a game plan. We stick to it. We practice for a reason. I think what people don't tend to not understand is it's actually two teams playing and two WNBA teams, and it's hard to win in this league, like very, very hard to win in this league. And so you're not going to always get everything right. And so that's why we practice to get everything right. That's why we, that's why we film watch. That's why we, that's why I hold them accountable to try and get everything right. But sometimes other teams scheme against the things that we like to do, and it doesn't always stay clean. So it hasn't been a team that go undefeated in league history, and sometimes they're not going to get it right. But that's why we practice and do the things that we do, and that's why everybody's held accountable to each other, and that's why I hold everybody accountable.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you very much, James.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you. So if you have a question for Ruthy Hebard, please raise your hand. We'll begin with Cheryl Ray Stout with WBEZ. Cheryl, please go ahead.
Hey, Ruthie. We were told that you found out just before the game that you were starting. Does that help you so you don't worry about it? What type of emotions do you go through when you find it out like that?
I mean, James does a good job of keeping us always ready. You never know how much you're going to play, if you're going to start or not. So I think I try to come into every game, expecting to play 30 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever happens, just to be ready for when I get my chance.
You had a double-double. Obviously, your contributions is one of the reasons why this team won. You guys won. Can you tell me about your game, how you felt out there?
I felt good. I mean, I feel a lot more confident than last season, knowing the plays, knowing the players. So it's just fun to be able to go out and contribute to such a great team.
And just before you came on, you heard what your coach had to say. He had a lot of praise for you. How much does that help you with your confidence in your game, to take those next steps in your game?
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to have good things said about you, but I think he's also right. He's really hard on me, and I think that makes me, the player I am. I just want to get better, and I want to be able to contribute more and more because I know he knows. I think he knows my potential. And I just want to get to there eventually.
Great, thank you.
Next question will be from Ndour Wilkes with Beyond Women's Sports. Ndour, please go ahead.
Hey, Ruthie, how you doing tonight?
Good.
I just want to ask you. You played an amazing game, by the way.
Thank you.
I just want to ask you. You're like one of the sweetest players that I've interviewed, whatever, off the court. I just wanted to let you know that. But from the way you play on the court, a lot of people don't know that. So I just wanted to know, where do you get your edge from and your mentality when you're playing? Because Ruthie off the court that we interview is sweet, but Ruthie on the court is completely different. So I just want to know where you just get your toughness and your grit from on the floor.
I think I'm very competitive, on the court. It's nice to be able to be nice off the court, and then on the court, just flip a switch and, having Diamond and Sloot, they're really competitive, really focused all the time. So just feeding off of their energy, going in and being tough.
Thank you, Ruthie.
Mm-hmm.
Next question with Annie Costable from the Chicago Sun-Times. Annie, please go ahead.
Hey, Ruthie. In a game like this, when, you guys, I hate to use the word blow, but yes, blow a 20-point lead. How do you guys handle those final minutes, keeping your mental in check and making sure you don't let it slip, through your hands? Yeah,
I think we just have a bunch of great players on our teams that have been here for a long time, so they know how to, win down the stretch, and also just knowing that every team is a really good team, so knowing that they're going to go on runs, knowing that they're going to hit shots, and just being able to respond. And I think we did that tonight, which was really nice.
And then how important or critical is gutting out a win like this early in the season to, prove to yourselves that, hey, against teams down the road, you can handle this, you can work your way through it?
Yeah, I think it's nice knowing that we have, a good bench and we can come in and help, and hopefully, the starters stay at this level, and we want to come in and stay at this level as well and be able to contribute. So I think it's going to give all of us confidence down the stretch to know that, we have people waiting and ready if someone gets hurt.
Awesome. Thanks.
Next question from Doug Feinberg with the Associated Press. Doug, please go ahead.
Hey, Ruthie. Coach said before that you guys remembered, or he remembered last year when you guys blew the lead against Atlanta. Did that come up at all? Or was it something you guys discussed, or just he was remembering it and wasn't going to let it happen again?
I guess he was remember. We didn't discuss it at all.
Okay. The second one is obviously it's been a good 24 hours for Duck graduates. I don't know if you saw Sabrina's game last night, but the young,
of course, I saw it, yes.
to get a triple-double, and obviously you had an awesome game tonight. I was talking to your college coach today, Mr. Graves, about just the Ducks and the pros. I mean, how cool is that you guys both, within 24 hours, and I know it's a young season, had two great games representing a university you both played for very well.
I think it's amazing. I mean, Sabrina's, of course, a great player, and it's just nice to be able to, kind of be up there too and also represent Oregon and show that there's some good players in the Pac-12 and at Oregon, and I think we're some of the first players from Oregon to be, at this level. So it's just nice to pave a path for other players.
Thanks, Ruthie.
Next question will be from Jordan Rodenberger with KTVF in Fairbanks. Jordan, please go ahead.
Hey, Ruthie, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
You've only really had a handful of practices, one preseason, one regular season game. So after tonight, how comfortable are you even just say the first day you arrived back in Chicago?
Yeah, I think every day I'm getting more and more comfortable. I mean, this team is amazing. They're great people. So it's easy, to come in and learn the plays, learn what we need to learn. So I think every day I'm getting more and more comfortable.
Great. And 14 shots tonight, which I think is a career high, or if not close to it. Was that just in the flow of the game, or was there some sort of aggression that you had, mindset you had coming into this one?
I think kind of just in the flow of the game, trying to get some more shots and, get my touch back a little bit.
And last thing I got is these type of games are always helpful going forward, maybe learning lessons. So what do you think you guys hope to take away from this game to go forward throughout the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think we're going to take away we're fighters and that we have a really good team, from the starters down the bench, and just knowing that we can count on each other. When someone falls down, someone else is going to pick them up.
Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do two more questions for Ruthy Hebard. First from Chris Penn with the next. Chris, please go ahead.
Ruthie, congratulations on the performance in the game tonight. Just talk about the front court play between you, Astou, and also Natasha Mack, who got her first minutes. How do you three, when you have those moments where you're in the game together, play off each other? How do you help each other on the court and on the bench?
I think it's just communication and knowing what the other likes to do. It was fun. It was really fun to play with Astou and Max. So we just talked about it, talked to each other, played off each other, and I think we did a really good job for not being together, on the court for a long time.
Thank you, Ruthie.
Mm-hmm.
Final question for Ruthie will be from Eric Wilson with WKII. Eric, please go ahead.
Ruthie, appreciate it. First off, congrats on your second double-double.
Thank you.
You had, like I said, when I asked Coach, you had 9 rebounds in the first half, 4 offensively and 5 defensively. How satisfied were you with that production tonight?
I was pretty satisfied. I was kind of sad that I only got 10 to finish, but I was satisfied. I was happy that I could get second chance points and then just get rebounds for us to run in transition.
Awesome. Ruthie, congrats. It's good to see you back.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ruthie.
Yep.
Ndour-Fall will be here shortly. There she is. If you have a question for Astou, please raise your hand. We'll begin with Annie. Please go ahead.
Hey, Astou, how do you guys as a team power through those moments late in the game after blowing a 20-point lead? How do you keep your confidence up to pull out the win?
Just to stay solid and be confident, because we know what we're gonna face and we know what we're gonna do. So just stay together and stay positive and do your little thing.
And then, being on the court, what's your assessment of the breakdown in the third and fourth quarter? Because Wade, ahead of this game, stressed the importance of playing a full game, and we still saw a bit of a breakdown there.
Yeah, like I say, so we know what kind of team they are and the way they play and what kind of player they have on the team. So just to stay focused and do our thing on the right way. Even like we have like moments like going down, so we need to stay like together and focus on what we gotta do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next question will be from Chris Pennant with the next. Chris, please go ahead.
Sorry, thank you. You're obviously a longtime pro, but after the time with Dallas where you weren't getting the minutes or the crunch time minutes, how are things different, and how do you kind of get back in that mode when you know that you're going to be playing late, especially in a game like this where you're fighting to keep control of the game?
Yeah, I know it's not my first time, and James have confidence so on me. I'm gonna be like confident with me first of all, knowing my timing gonna come. So I'm gonna take it on the right way to don't be like rushing or getting like nervous, all this kind of stuff. Because I'm not gonna. This is not my first time like playing on the year, so at least I have my little bit experience. So I'm gonna like through going like the way just to be like confident in me and just like playing and having fun.
And then with a team like Atlanta, who's kind of similar to the way Washington was, where they were a bit undersized just because of the players they have out, how do you attack that team offensively and defensively, both within the team game plan, but then also individually?
We already know, so like we know when we're gonna face them. So me like Good and me, so we was defended like using our like long, so to be like on defense like solid there on the back, because we know they have post player, they go like for offensive rebound like every single time. So we were supposed to be like to bust out and like be there at the time.
Thank you, Stu.
Thank you.
Final question for Stu will be from Eric Wilson with WKI. Eric, please go ahead.
Stu, thank you for your time and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Playing with Stephanie and playing with, Bridget and Ka tonight, there seemed to be a bit of a chemistry going on with all of you ladies. Could you just speak to that?
Yeah, because we this is not the first time we're doing that. So on practice, we this kind of like player, like we playing together. Also, we go through like every single time we did on practice. It's just like, so again, we just like educate.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, Stu. We'll have Kahleah Copper up shortly.
Thank you.
Hi, Ka. If you have a question for Kahleah Copper, please raise your hand. We'll begin with Takeshi Shibita with JetsuBasketball.com. Takeshi, please go ahead.
Hello. Thank you for your time. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I just want to ask you. I'm curious about what you're wearing, putting on the Mambasita sweater. So how do you watch Kobe Bryant's life, and what kind of respect do you have for Kobe Bryant's career?
I have a lot of respect for Kobe and just his mentality and how he approached the game every day, just how he approached the game, and then just how he invested so much time into women's basketball.
Okay, thank you so much.
Next question from Annie Koskova with the Chicago Sun-Times. Annie, please go ahead.
Hey, Ka, who or as a team, how did you guys come to this decision to all wear these sweatsuits today?
So Candace actually reached out to our entire team just about us getting the sweatsuits in. She actually got them for everybody. So we just decided today was just a great day to come in and wear it today.
Got it. And then as far as the game goes, obviously saw some frustration late in the game. As a leader on this team and as a leader, someone who's developing in this role, how do you approach keeping that frustration at a minimum in future games, or at least to a point where it does not affect the outcome of the game?
I don't think the frustration that I had affected the game at all. I was frustrated because I had 4 fouls and I was unaware of that. And I don't think it really affected anything. But it's just the fact of just me knowing, being aware of how many fouls I have and when to be aggressive and when not to be too aggressive.
Got it. Thank you.
Next question will be from Cheryl Ray Stout with WBZ. Cheryl, please go ahead.
Hi, Kahleah.
Hey.
How important is a game like this where, you had a big lead, it got reduced, but you were able to pull it out and gut it out?
It's super important. We're down. We were down a couple players. So it was important for us to come together and stick it out like we did. And, it's a game of runs. We went up and they went on their run and we went on a run and they went on a couple runs. So it's just about maintaining the runs and then getting the dub at the end.
Does this help your muscle memory for future games when you're in this situation?
Yeah, it just teaches us how to just be poised and how to handle possessions late in the game like that.
How about you open up 2 games on the road to get 2 wins on the road? How, that's significant for the whole season, isn't it?
Yeah, it fuels us. It gets us ready, just prepare for a long season, and we have a stretch at the end of June where we're just all on the road. So this is just the beginning for us. So we just wanted to prepare like that.
Great, thank you.
Next question will be from Jordan Rodenberger with KTVF in Fairbanks, Alaska. Jordan, please go ahead. Jordan, I believe you need to unmute. Okay, we'll go to Eric Wilson with WKII. Eric, please go ahead.
Congrats on the victory.
Thank you.
First, wanted to ask how you feeling. We saw the girl kind of drop an elbow on you there in the third quarter. You okay?
Listen, elbows, tacos, sandwiches. I mean, all kinds of things. But I'm still here.
All right, awesome. You and Diamond are very well connected both on and off the court. But tonight, she just knew exactly where you were and found you for 2 great transition passes. Just speak to, the 2 of you continually to progress and evolve.
I think we're doing a great job of just reading each other. And we just been having conversations about finding each other a little bit better. Because we know in most of the games we're going to draw 2 defenders, and we just focused on really trying to find each other, especially in transition or especially on drives.
Congrats on the victory, and look forward to talking to you ladies soon.
Thanks.
We'll do 2 more questions for Kahleah. First from Chris Penn with the next. Chris, please go ahead.
Congratulations on the win and on the game, Kyle.
Thank you.
You spoke about the significance of those wins. First against Washington on the road, where you've had some tough times recently, and then a dream team that is really they have a lot of explosive scores. So how does that fuel you as well with the kind of significance of those wins, both in those places and against those teams?
I think it's very, very significant because the first game, we had everybody, and it was everybody trying to gel and see how we're working together. And I think it was great. And then today it just showed that we had enough. Like Sloot told us in the huddle before the game, although we're down, like we have enough right here in our circle. And we believed in that. And we just came out and showed our depth, showed what we can do without what we were missing.
And Candace pointed out on Saturday how you're such a great rebounding guard. But could you talk about how it helps to have Astou back and Ruthie coming into her second year also crashing the boards?
It's just great to have them really crashing the boards like they did today. They were taking everything. Us guys, we couldn't really get too many, but we were just trying to get in there when we could and make sure they weren't getting offensive rebounds. But the post really held it down tonight.
Thank you, Kyle.
And we will have to end it here. Apologize for those that still had their hands raised, but thank you, Kahleah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.